Alright YouTube and Fallout community, for today's video I'm bringing you the 10 best legendary weapon effects. There's plenty of good ones, but I believe that I've compiled a pretty decent list of what I believe to be the best ones. So let's get right into it. Starting off our list at number 10 is Violent, which deals plus 25% damage and limb damage, but it has more recoil. And the reason why I put this on the list is because there's plenty of other effects that add damage, but when you factor in that it adds the damage and the limb damage, it kind of gives you like almost, I don't know, more damage, but kind of not more damage, whatever. And something I'm not sure about with this weapon, or with this ability, is that because you get the 25% extra damage is constant, and then you get the 25% limb damage, but does that somehow stack into 50, you know? I'm not sure on that. And then the increased recoil doesn't really matter. I mean, that's not that hard. Making it next on the list is number 9, there's Relentless, which refills your action points on a critical hit. Now, at first glance, this may not be like the best ability, but the thing is, if you look back at Fallout 3 at the perk Grim Reaper Sprint, which is in this game again, it had the ability of whenever you killed an enemy in vats, it would refill your action points. And this is essentially the same thing, because when you're hitting someone with a critical hit, as long as your weapon's strong enough, you're probably going to kill them, and then you get a free AP bar again. It's a pretty busted effect. Next up is Rapid. 25% faster fire rate, 15% faster reload. Now, when you use this on a weapon that's single shot, it definitely gets really, really good. Something like a combat rifle, a sniper rifle, maybe not so much a sniper rifle, but like a shotgun, and they fire, you know, one at a time. And then you get the ability to fire faster with those high damage weapons. It's pretty good. And then when you run out of your clip, the 15% faster reload is pretty useful as well. Next up at number 7 is Neverending, which is unlimited ammo capacity, which means no reloading. So however much ammo you have in your inventory for that weapon that's pretty much what the clip is. And the reason why it makes it above Rapid is because the ability to never have to reload, in fact, it's better than getting increased fire rate and the faster reloading, just because you never have to reload. If I had a shotgun that never had to reload, I'd rather have this ability than the Rapid. Next up is number 6, which is Penetration. Ignores 30% of target's damage and energy resistance. I like this one because most every enemy in the game is going to have a resistance to some kind of damage. This covers 2 of them, because I believe radiation is kind of its own thing in this game. And 30% less, that's pretty much a third of their resistance to whatever type of damage. So I think this is pretty good all around, because this will cover a lot of enemies. Number 5 on the list is Vats Enhanced. There's 2 different Vats Enhanced abilities. And the one I'm putting on the list is the 40% less action points cost. And the other one is something that's on like the Deliverer, which is the 25% less action point cost, my bad, in Vats. And I think increased hit chance in Vats. And the reason why I put this above that one, or even on the list at all, is because, like, hey, the Deliverer, for instance, for me, gets 14 shots in Vats with 25% less action point cost, damn it. And can you imagine what it could do with 40% less action? That's ridiculous, man. So I don't have a weapon with this ability, but I definitely want it. Next up at number 4 on the list is Furious, which is increased damage after each consecutive hit on the same target. And this is, it kind of reminds me of the Concentrated Fire, which is a perk I believe in this game. I don't know exactly what it does, but consecutive fire in the older games would do more accuracy as long as you hit the same spot on the same enemy. And this is kind of the same thing, but more damage as long as you keep hitting the same enemy. But it doesn't have to be the same spot. Next up, number 3 is Two Shot, which is, you should know what this is. I think it's Overseer's Guardian has this effect, which is you fire an additional projectile with decreased accuracy. And what that means is you fire 2 shots with 5/6 of the base damage at 1 ammo cost. So you only shoot 1 bullet that you have, but it counts as shooting 2 of them with just a little bit less damage, and you got the least accuracy, but that doesn't really matter. Pretty damn good ability, honestly. But it made it number 3 because I think the next 2 are better. Number 2 on the list is Lucky Weapon, which is the critical shots do double damage, and the critical meter fills 15% faster. And see, I got this on the Righteous Authority, and this is kind of when I learned that like, you know, unique weapons in the game aren't really special, because you can just get this ability eventually down the road. But I believe this to be the best, because if you're going in with a critical shot, or you fill up your critical meter, your critical, like, say you come up on a guy with a critical bar, and it's like you're sneaking, and he has no, you know, he doesn't know you're there. If you sneak attack critical him with this, like, can you imagine, like, your sneak attack started doing double damage, and then so you sneak up on the guy, you're doing double damage, and then double critical damage. That's ridiculous, man. So for me, like, the Righteous Authority is one of my main weapons in the game. So this to me had to be number 2 on the list for sure. And then the number 1 best ability in the game, in my opinion, and I believe that I'm right by this, is Explosive. And what Explosive is that bullets explode on impact, doing 15 points of area of effect damage. And while that may not seem like the best ability to most people, the reason why this becomes like pretty damn busted in the game is because when you use something like a shotgun or a laser weapon with a beam splitter mod, what this does is, like, say your shotgun shoots 8 pellets, each one of those pellets will get this effect. So each pellet will get the extra 15 damage. And like a laser weapon, I think, splits off into like 4 beams. So each one of those beams will get this 15% or the 15 extra damage. And that's ridiculous. So like the laser weapon alone with 4 beams will do, that'll be an extra 60 damage on top of whatever the damage already is. And so as long as you're close enough to where each pellet or each beam of the laser will get this, it's unbelievable. And also think of it with a minigun. A minigun with explosive rounds, that is ridiculous, guys. So yeah, that's my list, guys. As you can see, I believe that more damage is always the best option. Let me know what you guys think of my list. Do you agree? Would you switch some of these things around? Would you include some that I didn't? Thumbs up the video if you'd like me to do 10 worst legendary weapon abilities. There are some pretty bad ones, guys. So social networks are in the description. Later.